Giving all praise to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, double honor to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, shalom to the elect. And basically, brothers, we were just watching. This is kind of like a before camp kind of thing. You know how the brothers in LA do, and we right here before the camp, before we start camp, brothers just, we was watching the Dr. Umar thing. And basically, he's just expressing how much America was, well, Dr. Umar, he was on Power 105. Brothers can check it out. It's pretty good. He breaks things down on a philosophical level, on a philosophical level, on a constitutional level. And basically, what we were grasping here from it is that the whole time, which we understood already, is that the whole agenda from the beginning and to bring out again was to what? To take away Jerusalem or Israel, the name away from the world, man. Right. Because he's brother, the brother, I call him a brother, man. He's a brother. He's an Israelite. Dr. Umar, you see, he has that zeal, but not according to knowledge, right. But basically, he's just expressing like, look, man, you got all these other nations, Chinese people could be deported from America, even Issachar, man, they could be deported. So-called Dominicans could be deported. You got Cushites out here, they could be deported. Everybody could be deported except for the so-called black man, and which we understand to know is who? The tribe of Judah, which is the head tribe, which the scriptures talk about. Once Judah rises up, then all the other nations, all the other tribes, I should say, or all the other nations of Israel, if you will, which all the tribes are nations, they will rise up as well. So if you take the scriptures say, smite the shepherd and the sheep are scattered, So being that Judah is the head tribe, they're trying to do away with Judah, right, so that all the other tribes don't have a leader, if you will. Right. Now, can we get that? Psalms 83?
Come. This is Psalms 83 in verse 2. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up their head.
Right, that tumult is not only in the UN building. That tumult was during the time of, what was that guy's name? John Hancock. You had Thomas Jefferson. You had all those other so-called politicians, which were slave owners, right, physical slave owners. Right. They had a tumult on what they should do with the Negro they brought over here. Go ahead.
And they that hate thee have lifted up their head.
Right.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people.
Right.
And consulted against thy hidden ones.
Right. Consulted against thy hidden ones. They got together and there was a conspiracy against the so-called Negro here in America.
Right.
Go ahead.
They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation.
Yeah, come and let us cut them off from being a nation. Mm-hmm. What they did was they built up their world, mm-hmm, their society with the so-called Negro, and then what they did was they brainwashed the so-called Negro, mm-hmm, right? Then what they did was they brainwashed them so much to the point where is that they don't even know who they are.
Right.
So that was a start, right there. Now what they're trying to do, as we fast forward now to present day, we're in circa 2016, but Israel, Judah still don't know who they are, right, as a whole, But the thing is, now when you got a people that's running wild, a domesticated animal you let in the wild, if you will, he gonna start biting shit, tearing shit down, right, So what does the so-called white man do? The owner, he's gonna shoot him down. Right. Hence, that's where you get the concept of martial law from. Martial law is designed for the so-called Negro here in America. Right. Really, all the tribes, but I'm mainly for the so-called Negro, because the scripture says what? He shall raise the tents of Judah first. Because through the tents of Judah, that's where you get first and foremost Yahushua and that spirit being aroused in Judah, and his kinsmen and his brethren, right? To arouse who? To arouse all the other tribes, the so-called Puerto Ricans, the so-called Benjamites, the so-called Salakia, the so-called Puerto Ricans, which are the Ephraimites. Then you got Benjamin, which is the so-called West Indians, the so-called Haitians, which are the Levites, so on and so forth, the different tribes, the so-called Hispanics and Native Americans, man. All right? So what he wants to do, the so-called white man, because he kind of put Gad and Reuben in concentration camps already.
Right.
He already bottled up all the tribes already for on the real. He really bottled up Judah as well, but now he wants to try to exterminate Judah, and that's what Dr. Umar was pretty much saying, and which we know, which is through prophecies. When you bring in the martial law, which is the law of war, when you translate martial law, They wanna get rid of the so-called Negro, man.
Right.
You know? Just like during the time of Egypt. Or better yet, let's fast forward to Esau himself, the Romans. Right. When the Romans were trying to get rid of all the firstborn male sons, man. Right. This ain't nothing new. But now Esau trying to take it to a whole nother level with his technology and his advancement of weapons. You know? So, hey man, that's the time that we living in, where you so-called Negroes are the main target right now.
Right.
You know, dropping like flies, man. All right, you give Psalms 137.
Come.
Or you got more, or is it sure you want to read more on Psalms 37 or 83? Was there more you wanted to read? If not,
yes.
Cut.
Verse 4 says, "They have said, 'Come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.'"
Right, let the name of Israel be no more in remembrance, man. Because Israel is not in remembrance right now. The name of Israel is not in remembrance. And who's supposed to start it again? The tribe of Judah.
Right.
All right, keep going.
Verse 5, "For they have consulted together with one consent."
Right.
They are confederate against thee.
Yeah, they're confederate against thee. All these other nations, they get together to get rid of the tribe of, first and foremost, the tribe of Judah, man.
Right.
The tribe of Judah is the scum of the earth, man. The scripture says what? The first shall be last and the last shall be first. All right? Judah is the first. Right now, the first is last. All right? Go ahead.
And that's pretty much the point.
That's it, right? The Psalms 137. Let's see what King David said now. Let's see what our job is knowing these things. What are we supposed to do knowing these things? All right? He said, "Let my tongue cleave to the roof of my mouth."
Yeah, con. This is Psalms 137 and verse 6.
Not start at 5.
And verse 5. If I forget thee, O Jerusalem, let my right hand forget her cunning.
Right.
If I do not remember thee, let my tongue cleave to the roof of my mouth.
Right. If I forget thee, O Jerusalem, you know, read it again, verse 5.
If I forget thee, O Jerusalem, let my right hand forget her cunning. If I do not remember thee, let my tongue cleave to the roof of my mouth.
That's right. We ain't supposed to forget Jerusalem, man. That's why our duty is to come out in the streets and put. The scripture says, after that, is there a little more on that? Touching on the topic?
Just a little bit. It says, if I prefer not Jerusalem above chief joy.
Yeah, if I prefer not Jerusalem above my chief joy, meaning the joy of the flesh. We're supposed to be investing in the joy of the spirit, man. Right. You know? So why? Because the more and more that we in tune into the spirit, which is our power source, through Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, which is our deliverer, our king who we worship, then that's how we're going to get up out of here. You know? Then Jerusalem is what? Isaiah 62 and 6.
Come.
Then we're going to close on this. I don't want to make this too long. This is a quick impromptu, you know.
It's Isaiah 62 and 6. It says, "I have set watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem, which shall never hold their peace day nor night."
Right, because if we was to pan this camera right here, you would see Jerusalem walking up and down the street like nothing is wrong.
Right.
They forgot Jerusalem. Our people forgot Jerusalem, man. You know, I even mentioned too, when I really think about it too, when you think about Jacob who forgot Jerusalem, I really think about them other Hebrew Israelite camps. Because they know better, man. But yet, their chief joy is not Jerusalem. Because if their chief joy was Jerusalem, they'd be out in the streets pushing forth this word.
Instead of going to Israel too.
Instead of going to Israel, man, and faking the funk, man. And I just say this while the brother brought that up. If you actually go to Jerusalem and actually be able to bear these devils in our land, then you ain't right, man. Ain't no fucking way, man. No, I die there, man. Straight up, man. I know any brother that thinks the same way. I try to burn the fucking place down my damn self. Just for being in that land. Saying, man, this is my land. Something that actually belongs to you. And you in here, but you got the nerve to go there and act and dwell amongst these devils? You crazy, man. You out your mind, man. Now finish that though, Isaiah 62. There's a key point I want to get in there. Con. It's all good. Brother Potty, he had to camp. You just finish it up real quick.
Back.
You know?
Isaiah 62 verse 6. "I have set watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem, which shall never hold their peace day nor night. Ye that make mention of the Lord keep..."
It's in 26 again. Shalom, you know, we back. You know, Salakia about that. Go ahead, brother.
is Isaiah 62:6 again. I have set watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem, which shall never hold their peace day nor night. Ye that make mention of the Lord, keep not silence.
Yeah, keep not silence, man. We supposed to keep going, pushing forth this truth, man, because it's a spiritual thing. We're spiritually raising up Jerusalem, as it said in Ezekiel 37 chapter, man. We putting the breath back into these slain bones, man. So we raising Israel from the dead, man, because Israel has been trodden on, man. That's why the scripture says, is Israel a homeborn slave? Why is she spoiled? We've been robbed of everything that we got. You know, keep going.
It says, verse 7, and give him no rest till he establish, until he make Jerusalem a praise in the earth.
Right. Now, again, the so-called white man, he done diminished, he tried, he buried Israel, man. Israel's, once upon a time, was under the dirt. They were slain bones. Under the dirt. That's spiritual. I said that because dirt, the dust represents confusion.
Right. That's a lower state.
Right. Or a lower state. Right. So now the slain bones is coming back together. We putting the bones together, putting the sinews on, putting our skin back on, and the spirit of the Lord is upon us to put the breath in it so we can be alive and rise. And then that's what the scriptures talk about the army of Israel. You know, the scriptures talked about that the army was being raised through that breath. All right. Well, with that, we're gonna say all praise to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, double honor to apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and shalom to the elect.
Shalom.